I'm Town Manager Eric Peterson, and this is an update from the Hillsborough Board of Commissioners meeting. The first item of news, which was fun and great, Jim Parker, who is the principal and engineer with Summit Engineering here in town, they recently, this past November, won a couple statewide awards, and I'll have to look at my cue card here to get it right. So one was called the Grand Award, and the other was the People's Choice Award, and they were for the Riverwalk project for their design and construction efforts. They called it the Engineering Excellence Awards Gala of the American Council of Engineer Companies of North Carolina. So that's a lot, but it was a major award. Jim said they had not won an award before, and to win the Grand Award, which we have here, once again, we're excited to have a prop on the video here, and it was actually awarded to Summit Engineering as well as the town of Hillsborough for engineering excellence in the Riverwalk project. And so, once again, not enough time to thank and recognize all the people at Summit, the town staff, especially Stephanie Rivenbark, who was just a real juggernaut on this project and has turned it out. So it was great. So the Summit had an extra award made and presented at the town board meeting. There was one appointment, and Jane Gady is appointed to the cemetery committee, and she had a great interview. She was really funny. She's a pathologist, so she said, she made some great jokes about that. She's really passionate about working on cemeteries, and with the expanded role of the cemetery committee, she'll be a great addition. So we're welcoming Jane to the advisory board. Next item of business was the wildly popular Leland Little Auction House. They went for a modification of their special use permit, which they had been approved for an addition of up to a little over 13,000 square feet of warehouse space and additional parking spaces. So they actually requested the modification for approval of a smaller addition. They may do bigger ones in the future. So the town board approved 7,500 square foot addition and additional 24 parking spaces to be constructed out there to help their operations. Also, we had a citizen sign up from the Fairview community who addressed the town board and talked about, she shared some concerns, which I saw it's on the front page of this week's News of Orange, so people can read the details on that. But the citizen had talked about some just concerns, some safety concerns, occasional happenings at the park that were a concern to her and some families, and how they were handled when either police or sheriff's department responded. So the board listened, and Chief Hampton was there, been checking into some of these issues, and I understand the Hillsborough Police Department, Sheriff's Department have been talking and communicating, and they're actually both going to have representatives at the next Fairview Neighborhood Watch meeting, which is where this was brought up a few weeks ago, which was great. Our Town Commissioner Kathleen Ferguson happened to be at the meeting. One of our community policing officers, Officer Mayo, was there. So really, that's one of the reasons we like community policing. And we try to have our officers attend as many of the neighborhood watch meetings as possible. So if there's a concern or an issue, that we're able to get involved a lot quicker. So thanks to the staff and the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department for working on this. And so I know that Fairview Park, the large park, is actually in the county jurisdiction. It's a county park, but we've had a cooperative agreement where Hillsborough Police Department patrols and handles most of the smaller issues, and then if there's a major issue, the Sheriff's Department also assists. So there's discussions on, hey, are there better ways that we can cooperate to provide a little bit more coverage out there? So thanks for citizens coming out and sharing their concerns, and we're going to do our best to make some improvements. Planning Director Margaret Houth talked to the board and requested their authorization, which they provided, for an economic development grant. It's actually a planning grant. There's a company called Creative Economic Consulting, and each year they put forth a grant process where they put forth $10,000 of technical economic development consulting, and they've got some criteria of specific projects that they're interested in, and they look for things that are creative, innovative, and then help push an economic transformation in an area. So several years ago, the town had gone through what we call the Cornelius Street and Highway 70 corridor plan, evaluating opportunities and possible next steps to spur economic development in the Highway 70 area. And so that still continues to be a focus for the town board. And up to this point, we just haven't had anything to catch fire yet. And so the planning director thought this may be a good opportunity to actually identify some next steps to help when we're dealing with possible companies who want to locate or purchase property and develop, and steering them into the Highway 70 area. So the board approved that, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. I know there'll be a lot of competition for that. One, town board approved the fire truck purchase, authorized the manager to sign off on it. Good news, I think we had $540,000 in the budget for the truck, and we were able to, through the process, get a truck for $480,000. It's still a lot of money, $500,000 for a vehicle. We're purchasing in tandem, since we partner with Orange Rural Fire Department. We're replacing a 20-year-old town fire truck, which will then revert to backup duty. Usually 20 years is a frontline duty, and the last 10 years of the life is backup duty. So we're purchasing that truck. Orange Rural also needed to purchase a truck as well, so we're doing that together, and we're able to get a lower price because of the timing, be the price increase for next year, and purchase the 2 trucks. So, and actually that'll put Orange Rural Fire in a great situation. They just purchased a new truck last year from a manufacturer called Sutphen that's very popular. They make a good truck, and then having 2 more trucks. So they'll have 3 pumpers that are nearly identical, which under the stress of fighting a fire and all the equipment and levers and valves you've got to operate, it makes it easier on maintenance as well as operations and emergency. And that's in addition to the new ladder truck we bought a couple of years. So good job for Orange Rural. And a couple last things are Hillsborough. We are doing our first Citizens Academy, and it's a pretty popular thing across the country, and quite a few other cities in North Carolina have done that. So this has been will be our first effort. So folks can go to social media, look on Twitter, look on Facebook, or go to our website, or you can come to the town hall and get a paper application. And the academy will be 7 classes total over a 6-week period. They'll be every Wednesday night from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock starting March 11th. They'll be at Durham Tech, most of the classes at Durham Tech. And the one Saturday, I forgot what the date is on that one, will actually be a tour of the utility system. And so we tried to, 2 hours a night, try to keep it fast moving, but making sure citizens who go through have the opportunity to get some key information, and then giving them access to the mayor, the elected officials for lots of open Q&A sessions, as well as town staff. One evening will probably go longer than the 2 hours, and that's our public safety night, which the first half will be police. Second half will be a tour of the fire department, and Chief K will give them a run through, looking at the equipment in the station and talking about protocols. So we'll see how this goes, get suggestions from the citizens that go through the academy, try to make it better the next time we do it. As far as some upcoming activities for the town, we've got a joint meeting with the Orange County Board of Commissioners on the 26th of February, and then 2 days later on Saturday will be the town board's annual budgetary planning retreat for the 3 years in our financial plan coming up. That'll be at the Orange County Library at their meeting space down there. Thanks, and if anybody has any questions about any of these topics, feel free to hit our website or call any town staff, and we will do the best job we can to get the information you need. Thanks.